Hello everyone. I'm one of the guys that's been searching, through YouTube for guitar videos to learn how to play and so on. What you usually get is people talking about how you can shred, like they go on the high notes and they just make you feel bad for shredding on and not being able to get a proper note out of chords and so on. So today I'm not gonna bother you too much, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna split this lesson into two parts. First of all, we're going to talk about chords. Everyone knows about them. You know, the guy that just goes randomly and plays. Just a very simple chord for you there. What happens to the guitar is that you have actual notes where you have to harmonize them. For example, let's take this chord, the one I played first. You see, they're not the same note, but they sound good when they're played together. Whereas if you play something like this, it sounds wrong. There is no melodic, like that deep kind of chord you get on the first one. So, to let you see this better, this chord is comprised of this is actually the 6th string, but whatever, the big one. You don't fret it anywhere. On the other strings, you fret them both on the 2nd fret, and you also leave the 4th fret from the top open, and you play. Now you remember about harmonizing and stuff, right? If we fret on the 4th one, the 4th one from the top, alright, so we have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th fret, 4th string. This also sounds good as this one. But if you fret it on the 3rd fret, for example, something sounds wrong, as you can see. Anyway, you can experiment through this by learning scales, because basically chords are single notes from scales put in together, and that's why they sound good. So now, what is a scale? There are two basic things. For example, for you to understand, we just take one string. Just take the top one, right? This is a scale. These are the frets on the scale. 0, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 12. If you start playing the notes from the 1st fret all the way up to the 12th, it will sound boring and kind of cheesy. This sounds like. But if you play on the scale, it sounds more interesting. There is also another scale I'm going to talk about right now. 1st, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 8th, 10, and 12. So as you can see, scales on one string are comprised of skipping some frets on the fretboard, making it sound more interesting. Proper scales, which I'm going to show you now, look more like this. This is a jazz or blues scale. So we start on the top string, 5th fret, and we'll go 5th, 8th, then the pattern will change and we'll go 5th, 7th on the bottom string, then again 5th, 7th, and one more time, so 3 times in a row. But on the last 2 strings at the top, the thin ones, we'll go again 5th, 8th, 5th, 8th. And you'll see why. You'll get the jazz feeling when you change the pattern from 5th, 7th, 5th, 8th. So here it is. And backwards. Variations on scale are key, because otherwise if you keep on playing backwards, forwards, whatever, it will not sound interesting. So what you can do is, I think these are called triplets, I'm not sure, but what you do is play 3 notes in a row on the scale, and then you go back 1 note and keep on going on the scale. Sounds confusing? It's not, trust me. So here we go. 5th, 8th, 5th, but instead of going over here now, on on the 7th fret of the other string, the second one, we'll do this. So what I did is, you see where this is going. So I'll play it from the beginning all the way down the scale and then upwards, and you'll see what this sounds like. Those buzzy sounds and stuff is because I currently don't have a pick, so I sometimes pluck strings I don't want to. But you should definitely learn to hold the pick, whatever. You can see lessons on YouTube how to do that. Anyway, let's keep on going. Another scale which has a base of this jazz scale. I'm not sure how this is called, but it's a bit more tricky, but it's definitely more interesting to play on if you want to, not exactly solo, but you know, during chorus and stuff, like throw some riffs in there. Anyway, here it is. Okay, let's first explain. Big string, we start 5th fret, 7th, 8th, 5th, 7th, 8th for the other string at the bottom, the second one as well. Then we start, just remember the dots basically. 5th, 7th, 9th, again 5th, 7th, 9th for the other string. Okay, so I hope you understand. So far it's 5th, 7th, 8th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 5th, 7th, 9th, 5th, 7th, 9th again. And then look at the pattern of my hands. What we do is slide down frets, like from here, 5th, 7th, and 9th. Forget the middle finger. 6th, 8th, and 10th. And we play at the bottom string, like the second one before the end. And to finish the scale, we play 7th and 8th on the first string, the thin one. So the scale looks like this, basically. And when you go backwards, we'll try the variation we did on the first scale, like going back one note instead of going forwards and all the way down the scale and stuff. So check this out. So you see, this is where we get to the kind of the soloing stuff you want to learn. And of course, if you play it faster, it will sound better, and as you get better with the technique, you'll be able to skip to other scales and solo the shit out of any song you want. Let's see now. What else should we talk about? This is definitely a good exercise to open up your fretting fingers along the, horizontally, and also to work on the speed and accuracy of your two hands when you pluck strings together. So now, this is supposedly the boring part. Anyway, not the boring, like the more technique-ish kind of things you have to learn. You should definitely feel free to make your own scales, like experimenting going from the 5th fret all the way down to the 12th fret and just do whatever you want, and if it sounds good and harmonized, as we said in the beginning with the chords and stuff, go for it and practice on it. Because like you go on the internet, you try to find videos of chords and things, but it's usually hard. Anyway, we don't have much time. I'll talk about one more thing. It's about harmonizing again and stuff, because the guitar is all about it. So I'll hit the overdrive button in my amp, and we'll talk about my favorite thing, power chords. So do this. Big string open, second string, 2nd fret. The pattern is the fret, 3rd fret, first string, and 2nd string, 5th fret. And you just move it up and down. I bet you like this. Have fun, guys. Take care.